Help keep Kinks and Beats Daily ad-free and receive bonus content early with a contribution of 20 cents per episode. Visit herohabit.com/shop for more information. Hello, welcome to Kinks and Beats Daily. This is your host, Tony Fry, and we are on episode 155. Thank you for downloading. If you're new to the show, I hope you go through the whole back catalog and get caught up. Today we're talking about an obscure song. You're going to have to be a diehard to know this song. Luckily, I am. The song is called His Name is Legs, ladies and gentlemen, by George Harrison, and it was released September 22nd, 1975 on his album Extra Texture. It's the closing track on the album, and this album is, again, you've heard me say this before, unfairly critiqued, both at the time and now. But maybe that's why this is such an obscurity. The song is a tribute to the man Legs Larry Smith, Legs is his nickname, who was the drummer of the Bonzo Dog Doodah Band. And this is nuts here. So the Bonzo Dog Doodah Band were a band led by Neil Inez, or Inez, I always forget how to say it, who just recently passed away. And he would go on to write many songs for Monty Python, including the Lumberjack song, which was produced by George Harrison. It's all very incestual. And with Eric Idle, he would write the songs for the Ruddles, which parodied the Beatles. And the band, the Bonzo Dog Doodah Band, also appeared in Magical Mystery Tour, the movie, performing their song Death Cab for Cutie, which of course would later become the name of a popular American rock band in the late 90s and today. So there's a lot of history actually wrapped up goes through this song in a way, with the people that are on it and the people that it's about and its connection with the Beatles, even though it's not at all connected to the Beatles, and to the Ruddles and Monty Python and all this stuff. And Monty Python would have a close relationship with George Harrison. He would produce Life of Brian. Eric Idle appears in the video for this song. I mean, there's a lot of connection here. And Legs Larry Smith actually appears on this track, not as the drummer, but as a vocalist. The track is, even though it came out on Extra Texture in 1975, it's actually recorded in 1974 at George's home studio during the Dark Horse recording sessions. So it was originally intended for Dark Horse, or at least recorded during those sessions. And then it was finished in LA the following year for its inclusion on Extra Texture. Track features Billy Preston on keys, Willie Weeks on bass, Andy Newmark on drums, and Tom Scott on sax. I'm almost positive I did a gig with Tom Scott once. He's a famous horn player. He's played horns on a lot of recordings that you love, including a lot of George's and other Beatles-related stuff. And he's in California, and I'm almost positive I did a gig with him. If I did, that means that I'm practically a member of George Harrison's band. And then Legs, like I mentioned, appears on this track delivering a monologue that you can't really understand because George deliberately, he did 2 takes and then put 1 take in the left channel, 1 take in the right channel. And he deliberately did this so that you would have to put on your headphones and strain to make out what Legs Larry Smith was actually saying. I actually like this track quite a bit and consider it a guilty pleasure track since it is pretty goofy. It's obviously a novelty song. George himself said that the appeal of this track was probably limited to maybe 2 people, since it's full of inside jokes and definitely leans on the side of self-indulgence. The lyrics sound stupid, but they're actually not, because it is a lot of inside jokes and things that Legs Larry Smith would actually say. And it's a lot of wordplay that he would use in conversation and in lyrics to Bonzo Dog Doodah Band songs and things like that. So it's like the lyrics sound dumb to you and me, but to the 2 people that George thinks that this song appeals to, they're actually pretty clever. Now, that said, they're not clever to me because I don't know Legs Larry Smith, and the opening lyrics, everything is dinky doo. I guess that is something Legs would say. Everything that you do, you're the king of la-di-da, pretty very out far. How do you even sing that? Never oversits, he understands. It's clever. Actually, I do like that line. Like the back of the hand, he should sing in a band. Oh, yeah. People think he's loopy-loo, and when they look at his shoes, that's because he had a unique fashion style. He's a rocking sausage roll. He gets it in the goal. Rockin' sausage roll. I don't know what that means. Healthy little brown affair. And when he washes his hair, he'll get a round or a square. Get them singing. Everyone from Oxford town, way down to the Rio Grande, knows his harbor quays, his skin-tight hands. Without sags, his name is Legs. I don't understand what any of this means. But coolies sweating in Hong Kong run along to the Mardi Gras, risking Asian flu to meet the man who lays the eggs. His name is Legs. He's a cure for whooping cough, and if the going gets rough, get lined up. Come Sikh, as in the religious leaders, Sikh, S-I-K-H. Come Tsar, like the Russian Tsar. Come Sikh, come Tsar. That one's actually kind of clever too. No matter who you are, we could get along and slide a rule, and if you don't play fools while Larry plays pool, you'll hear him singing. So dumb lyrics. Like I said, dumb to you and me, clever to George and Larry, and, two other people apparently. But the reason I like it is beneath that self-indulgent, goofy lyric is a really good band performance and a really catchy chord progression and a cool groove. He's kind of quasi-funky, which George is kind of toying with in this period. He's got some, Maya Love has kind of got a funky groove. And then in the next album, 33 and a Third, he opens with Woman, Don't You Cry For Me, that straight up funk. So he's kind of toying with this funk rock kind of thing. And it works on this track. And I think the song suffers a bit from a muddy mix. And Extra Texture as a whole, as an album, I think is unfairly treated because of the mix. Maybe people talk about it being a downer album, but there's some up-tempo songs on here. There's some campy songs on here. There's a beautiful ballad on here. So while it does have some downer moments, I think if it was mixed better, we'd all have a better appreciation for the actual music on this recording. Because there's some fantastic songs, and I would love to hear it get remixed. And if Danny or Olivia happen to be listening to this, I'm happy to do the remixing for you. Just send me the threads, and I will do it for you free of charge. Because I think the album does suffer from that. It's just a little bit muddy, and the vocals are too low in the mix. And I think with a cleaner mix, we'd all have a better appreciation for this album. And I think this song would be a little bit better appreciated for being a really cool, funky, up-tempo album closer. And that's really the only place you could put this, was the end of the album. Because it is campy and satire-y and self-indulgent. You can't make this the album opener or, following up your ballad or whatever. It has to be the album closer. And I think as an album closer, it's actually pretty good. But Extra Texture is an album I like quite a bit. And I've actually toyed with the idea of recording my own version of the album, a full cover of an entire album, because I do think the songs are really good songs on there, including this one. All right, so that's His Name Is Legs. What are your thoughts on it? Give me a call, 925-494-1739. Email me, kinksandbeats@herohabit.com, or join our new Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/kinksandbeats. I would love to have you all there chatting with me. All right, thank you for downloading. Make sure that you hit subscribe and give us a 5-star rating on iTunes. And I will talk to you guys next time. Have a great day. This podcast is presented by the Hero Habit Podcast Network. Swing by HeroHabit.com today to comment on this episode and poke around our growing database of sports and pop culture news, reviews, and collectibles. HeroHabit.com. Collect your heroes.